I want to broach elucidation onto some few conundrums that has been going on in this country. Because there is a conspicuous ways in which we have come a long way as the Luo people in this republic. The democratic space we enjoy today, of which a number of legislators have been deployed in the parliament, is because of Raila Odinga and the too much of blood that was shed by the Luo people, these Luopians that you see here. William Ruto is a MONGR3L that we cannot allow to mutilate the real rights that we fought for in this country. Because we have had the problem of cartelism in this country. During the first term of former President Uhuru Kenyatta, he's the one who spearheaded all this. And we saw this type of a cartel when he was being sworn in. The likes of Aliko Dangote, the likes of the gentleman who has just assumed power in Nigeria today. These are people who do not care about the welfare of the common mwananchi. And we are saying today that Raila Odinga is not dead. Raila Odinga is alive and kicking. He is an institution that we cannot dare decipher to try and destroy. Because when you talk about the cost of living in this country, Mr. Gachieta, when you are telling us that you want to heighten the cost of oil, cooking oil in this country, it's nearly the same thing that you did in the Chinese square in Nairobi. We are not going to go that direction because you have got a buffoon in the name of Minister of Trade called Mr. Moses Kuria, who do not understand the real factors of production. He does not understand what trade means to the welfare of the country. He does not understand what land and entrepreneurship means. He does not understand the capacity of capital in plowing back in the country. But I have to tell you, Mr. Moses Kuria, what we suffer in today is the inability to create a good environment for our people to flourish. That is the reason why we are so much disenfranchised. And that is also a reason why most women are so incapacitated that they are languishing in poverty today. And most youths are also not engaged. But this is the same platform on which Raila Odinga stood and addressed the people of Kenya, that when he gets to the high hill, he's going to ensure that we do promote Kenya and start up our businesses that are going to spiral up and ensure that whatever goes out of this country is a finished product. Not the way a white man comes with his own words and instills in our own nation. Today we are all aware that Mr. William Samoei Ruto accepted what is called the lesbianism and gayism just at a total cost of around 12 billion. 16 billion, sorry. We want to tell Mr. Ruto that we are not ready today. We are not ready today to go that direction. It is against our norms and cultures. It is against our beliefs. It is against what we stand for as a people. Now, Mr. Ruto, we want to tell you that the only way you can convince us into safe same-sex marriage is for you to lock yourself in with Mr. Gachieta and let Gachagua come out of that room pregnant. And that is the only direction. That's the only day we are going to know that you are serious about this rubbish. But when we move forward, we will want to broach elucidation onto our nearing date for the maandamano. We are remaining with around less than 3 days. But we want to tell you that this time round, we have a reason to go to the streets. Because we are going there out of a state of our own kitchen. Everyone's kitchen is impoverished in this country. Well, you and your wife have decided to create a budget for the bishops who come there as cartels and just come to fleece money here and there. We are not going to allow that, Mr. Ruto. And secondly, on the same thing, we must try and change the narrative of Christianity in this country. The white man started Christianity in the West. They started to know the ways of Jesus. Americans took it to understand it as a church. But in Kenya, Christianity is business. We are not going to allow a business enterprise to operate in the State House. So get out and let Raila get in the State House. Because we cannot go that direction. Today, you are telling us that there is a bishop, purportedly your own choice, to take into the shoes of Wabukala. Who said so? The leadership of this country must be able to understand that time is high for us to decipher what is real and what is right. My friend, Mr. Ruto, we want to tell you today that when the 12 days are gone, you will wish that you knew earlier. The time is now to talk to Raila Odinga or to leave the State House immediately. Because just 3 days back, we understand that Professor Romanus Odhiambo, who was the Vice Chancellor of Meru University, was sacked simply because the name O, the word O in his name, was a serious betrayal. We want to tell you that, Mr. Ruto, Luos are also equal taxpayers in this country. We are not going to take that direction. And if you want to marginalize the Luo community, you will have to circumcise our brains first. Because we are the most learned, most educated, who have forever exploited in this realm. And that's the reason why we stand proud as the true ancestry of Barack Obama, who became the first black US president. Your own are running like Mwanda in the United States there. My friend, one thing that we must understand as the citizens of this country, Raila Odinga is fighting for our own good. Raila Odinga has refused to go home and leave us destitute. And we must therefore ensure that we're following there. Because it is a journey that we've been. We've been in the woods, we've been on the highways, and we have always, again, bled for this country. It is high time we stand with Raila Odinga. In fact, we should have even picked it as early as today, because Raila's date is way ahead. We should have picked it the way Eric Omondi has shown by example. This time, it is a must. This time, if you keep staying in your house, we are going to corner you right there. Because a real man is known when the right time has come for revolution to change, to have a good beginning. We are not ready to rape and absolve all the right things that we have fought for. It doesn't matter. We have our own man, Raila Odinga. We have lost several warriors in this battle. We have lost Mboya Kandiege. We have lost Ouko Robert. We have lost Msando there. We have lost Mbai. But we are also not afraid to lose more as long as we get to Canaan. As long as we have the best governance in this country. Mr. Ruto, this time round, we want to remind you that as the head of state with resources, you cannot be telling us and giving us a timetable that we go to kneel down and pray. How can we pray for rain in this dispensation? Come on. This is a new world order where science is at work. It's a new world order where we know that agroponically and also agrarianly we have to ensure that we plant the trees and ensure that there is a type of an irrigation that is happening across. Today the country is bleeding from the ravages of what we call the bandits from Northeastern. These are your own making. You created this team of young men and armed them, a militia, because you knew Raila Odinga was going to be declared the winner, of which Raila won. But because he's a man who really doesn't want bloodshed on poor Kenyans, he let you have it. But now, the young men can now not sustain themselves. You took young men for as early as a young man who should be in class 5 and ensure that they were matriculated into this kind of a regalia to join this military. This time round, they have decided and they have said no. they have to eat by the gun, they have to live by the gun, and they have to walk with the gun. And this time round, your own militia, the bandits in Northeasterns, they are coming for you. They will come for you this time. We are much proud of our own gallant hero, Raila Odinga, who has never and will never, forever, dare matriculate someone in a militia. He's a man who believes in what he says. He's a man who believes in equal rights. And today, we are even wondering why in your own parliament today, you've not gone there to issue a debate in terms of the high cost of living in this country. Our own opposition leaders, led by Opondo Kaluma, who has gone there to actually marshal the support of fellow MPs to say no to this same-sex marriage. I think with that, it will be enough to say, Maandamano is on, and we are all going to march there. And if we cannot make it to Nairobi, we also have a state house just right here. We will kick the ass of anyone we find right there. Yes. And we are going to take that state house Mafuanda this time round. It's only 2 days to go, less than 48 hours. Yes.